I moved into my house when I was about 1 year old, and I've lived there ever since. So I've lived there for about 15 years now. I've made so many memories at my house. My brother and we built a basketball court together. We laid all the bricks.
So where are we now again?
Okay, so now we're in my backyard, which we had a pool here.
How and when were you notified that there was a fire?
At around 1:50 something in the morning, around almost 2, my dad came in and he woke me up and said, "Hey, I think there's a fire coming. We need to get ready and get out." And I didn't really take him seriously at first, but then when I went outside and saw the smoke, I was like, "Oh no, we gotta get out of here." So,
Alright. So what was the first thing that you did when you got up?
the first thing I did was I put some school clothes on, and then I grabbed a couple pairs of shirts and 2 pairs of pants, and I immediately just went outside and started putting stuff in the car.
How much time did you have to evacuate?
Well, the fire wasn't an immediate danger. It was coming over the hills, and it was to our house within a half an hour after we evacuated, but we couldn't see it at the time. It took about 30 minutes for it to actually get to our house. So it was already starting to come in the mountains up in the hills up here, and it was starting to trickle down, but we didn't see it at the actual time of evacuation.
So when you evacuate, were you able to pack up much of your stuff, or?
Yeah, when I evacuated, I did get some things out. I got 12 yearbooks, or 11 yearbooks, and I also got a few pairs of clothes, my basketball shoes. My parents, like my mom, went around the house and got like photos and photo albums, and different monumental stuff like that. And my cousin, he luckily got all of his stuff out of his room.
How did you leave? Were you able to leave driving, or did you have to run?
Yeah, so we had a little bit of time, so we were thankfully able to drive out of here safely.
Right.
But on our drive out, you could barely see. It was very dense smoke, and the smoke was very intense, and you could see the orange glow looking into the horizon.
Okay. Where did you go to?
So the first place I went to my grandparents' house, which they live about a mile on the road that way, or as a bird flies about 1/8 of a mile. And so I immediately thought, I gotta go over to my grandparents' house. I gotta help them get out because they're elderly and they're in their 80s, and so that's the first thing that came to mind. I gotta get over to my grandparents' house. So I got out of bed, jumped in my mom's car, and just went straight over there. Well, my parents and my cousin, they stayed in the house and helped take stuff out.
Okay, so when did you find out that your house was burned down?
So my grandpa and first my cousin and I we came back to see how the house was around 7:30 in the morning, and our house was still standing, but there was fire trickling down from the hill this way, and it was just at max like 10 feet flames. It wasn't even that big until the wind would kick up, and then it would jump to like 30 feet. It was on that side of us, and it was also on the north side of our house, and then it was coming from that community too, over there, that way.
Okay, so after you evacuate, were you able to come back and see your house like the day after, or?
Yeah, so we came back at around 9:30 again after we left, because we were forced out because of the fire was surrounded us on all sides, and we were trying to fight it like up behind the chicken coop and stuff. Mm-hmm. We took hoses and we stopped the fire from getting to the chickens, so the chickens actually survived, luckily.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was because we made a little fire break with hoses. And then my cousin and I also, on this side of the property here, we took hoses and we fought the fire off that way. But then once it came through the residential community from the west, then we had to leave.
Okay. So after all this happened, how do you feel now?
I mean, obviously I don't feel great, but I mean, we had so much stuff, so it's kind of good to have like a fresh start. And it's just it's just stuff, and it doesn't last forever. So you just have to like cherish the moment.
I'm sorry that you lost your house, but I'm glad that you survived. Thank you for letting me interview.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
The cleanup has been going fairly smooth. We got all the debris off the lot for the most part, and we've scraped every little piece of debris, and it's been tested, and it's tested that there was nothing bad in the soil, so it's all clean and ready to move on to the next step, which would be to start building. This experience has really affected my life. I've lived at that house for my whole life, and now it's gone. So I mean, I lost everything, my childhood memories, just everything I've achieved was like gone. But it's okay. It's all right. I'm over it now, and I'm just happy that everyone made it out safe, and that's all that really matters.